Hello everyone, how are you? We're going to solve the paper 2 multiple choice for extended February-March 24, okay? So let's start with the first question. Of course, here in this video I'm going to solve only 20 and then the next video will be the other 20, okay? So the first question says a student has a measuring cylinder containing water and also has a balance. Which of these could she use to find the volume of a small metal sphere? She has no other apparatus. The first option is either the measuring cylinder containing water or the balance. For the volume, we don't need the balance, right? In B, the measuring cylinder containing water only. This is possible, okay? In C, the balance only, we don't need it. Here they say neither the measuring cylinder nor the balance. This is wrong. So the answer here is B. Okay. Question 2, the diagram shows a solid object on a flat surface with two forces acting on the object. I have here 4 to the right, 3 to the left. Of course, we know we should minus them because they are in opposite direction. So it's going to be 1 Newton. It's either A or B. And the direction, of course, we know that it will be with the largest one. So the answer is B, right? In question 3, a ball is falling towards the ground. Which transfer between energy stores is taking place? So this is the ball is falling down towards the ground. Okay, we know when it is up here it has a potential energy. Okay, when it moves there will be kinetic energy. Okay, in A they say it is elastic energy. There's no elastic energy. Elastic energy will be only with the springs or rubber band. Okay, so A is wrong. In B they say gravitational potential energy to elastic energy. Again, there's no elastic energy here. In C, they say gravitational potential energy to kinetic energy. This is possible, yeah. In D, they say kinetic energy to gravitational. No, actually, it was potential, gravitational potential energy. It became kinetic, so it is C, not the other way around, okay? Question 4, which row contains a scalar quantity and a vector quantity? Okay, before we go, scalar quantity only cares about the value, okay? But here the vector, it has a value and a direction, okay? So, energy actually is a scalar quantity. Mass is scalar. Momentum is vector. Distance is scalar. Velocity is vector. Time is scalar. Weight is vector because it's a force. Temperature is scalar. Okay? They want scalar and vector, so the option is A. Right? Somebody might ask me, Mr., why momentum is vector? Remember, momentum is actually mass multiple velocity. Since velocity is vector, so momentum is vector. Okay, so here question 4, the option is A. Question 5, the table gives data for 4 liquids or about 4 liquids, W, X, Y, and Z. They gave me the mass and the volume, right? They say none of the liquids mixes with any of the other liquids. Okay. All the liquids are put in the same container and settle to form 4 separate layers. Okay. Which statement is correct? Okay, so I need to find the density for each one. Let me remind you, density equals mass over volume. Okay, I have the mass and volume for each one. If you divide the mass and volume for W 10 over 10, it will give me 1 gram per cubic centimeter. X here 20 over 15, if you use a calculator, is going to be 1.33. For Y, divide 30 over 50 is going to give you 0.6 gram per cubic centimeter. For Z, divide 40 over 50 is going to give you 0.8 gram per cubic centimeter. So let's put them in the correct order. On the top will be the lowest density, which is Y. Okay, after that will be Z, after that will be W, and then X. This is the correct order of layers. So they say here, the question says, which statement is correct? Okay, let's read. In A, they say W forms the layer below X. No, actually, that's not correct. In B, they say X forms the top layer. No, we see it in the bottom, so wrong. In C, Y forms the bottom layer. Actually, no, Y is the top layer. In D, Z forms the layer below Y. Exactly, Z below Y, so option D is correct. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now they say here in this question 6, they say a weightless beam is balanced on a pivot as shown. Forces P, Q, and R act on the beam. Okay, this is P, this is Q, and this is R. Notice each one has a distance from the pivot. This is the pivot here. So they say here, which statement is correct? Remember the principle of conservation of moment. It says that moment anti-clockwise equal moment clockwise. Let me write it here. Moment anti-clockwise equal to moments clockwise. Okay, so which are anti-clockwise? I have P anti-clockwise, right? I have R clockwise. Look at Q. Q is pulling up here, so it's going to be clockwise also. Some students see it on the left, so they say it is with P. No, actually, please pay attention to the direction of the force. It's going up, so it is taking it clockwise. Okay, so remember here we put the equality. Anti-clockwise moments, it's force multiple distance. The force is P and the distance is D, all D. So it's going to be P multiple D. Okay, let me put it as X here. Okay, P multiple D. And the other side is going to be, I have force Q and the distance of Q is actually B, right? So it's going to be Q multiple B, right, plus the force R multiple A. Do I have this option? Actually no, but I notice that I can take this to the other side. So it's going to be P multiple D minus Q multiple B, which equals R multiple A. And which option is that? That's option D, right? Notice here. That's it. The answer here is D. Please pay attention to the distance of each force. Okay, so the distance of P is actually D, the distance of Q is B, and the distance of R is A. Remember, we are finding the distance from the pivot. Okay, I hope it's clear. Please feel free to ask any question and I will answer you inshallah later. Now, question 7, it says an object is moving at 3 meters per second. Here they say positive 3 meters per second. Force acts on the object. After a time, the object is moving at negative 5 meters per second. Remember, negative here in physics means in the opposite direction. They say here the mass is 5 kilogram. Now they say what is the change in momentum of the body? Remember, change of momentum is going to be momentum 2 minus momentum 1. So it's going to be mv2 minus mv1, which is going to be 5 multiple negative 4, right? Minus 5 multiple, how much is the first one? Yeah, it's 3 multiple 3. Okay, so here is going to be negative 20 minus 15, and the answer is negative 35 kilogram meter per second, and the answer is A. I hope it's clear. Let's go to question 8. Okay, I hope I'm not moving fast. If you think that, please feel free to go back to the question again. Question 8 says the diagram shows a column of liquid. The pressure due to the liquid at the bottom of the liquid is 6,000 Newton per meter squared. This is the pressure. And yes, it's P. Pressure is P, momentum is P. And guess what? Power is P. How do I differentiate? Depending on the context, guys, okay? So here, what is the density of the liquid? Remember, we have a relationship between density, pressure, and here this one is the depth of water. Remember, we know that pressure equals to density multiple gravity constant, which is 9.8, multiple the change of height. Okay, I have this, I have this, I have this, and I need the density, right? You know, I like changing colors. Anyway, so rho equals, density equals to pressure over gravity constant multiple change of height. Please pay attention regarding this one. Here, they gave me in centimeter, the delta H in centimeter, but pay attention to the answers, all of them kilogram per meter cube, meter cube, meter cube, meter cube. Okay, so I have to make the change of height in meters. It must be in meters. So it's going to be 6,000 over G. Remember, it's 9.8 as it's given at the beginning of this exam. Multiple 0.5. 0.5 because I changed dividing on 100, right? Or multiple 10 to the power negative 2. So the answer here is going to be, I did it somewhere, yeah, it is 1200 kilogram per meter cubic. Okay, it actually gave me 1, 2, 2, 4 something, since we want like two significant figures. So it is the 1200, okay? I hope it's clear. And I hope all of you knows how to change between the units, you know, millimeter, centi, micro, nano, pico, kilo, mega, giga, all these things, okay? Now they say in question 9, which is statement correctly describes a change of state. Change of state, okay. A gas condenses to form a liquid. A gas condenses to form a liquid. This is possible, yes. A liquid melts. No, it doesn't melt. A solid condenses. No, this is wrong. A solid boils. No. So the answer is A. Okay. Remember, the gas condenses. The liquid freezes or evaporates. Solid can melt. Okay. So the answer is A. In question 10, you know, maybe I will just stop on question 10 and I will make 4 videos for this. Anyway, the diagram shows a pan used for cooking food. Okay, which row is correct for the materials used to make the base of the pan and the handle of the pan? Of course, we know that the handle of the pan should be made of an insulator. Insulator that doesn't allow heat to pass through. So it could be made of plastic or wood or rubber or I don't know, any insulator material. So base of the pan, good thermal conductor, And here good thermal conductor in B. Of course in C and D wrong, because the base should be always good thermal conductor, right? So we are only in A and B. And as we can see, this is the correct one for the handle, poor thermal conductor. Okay, of course poor thermal conductor means insulator, right? I know you love my beautiful handwriting, so just deal with it. Insulator. So this is question 10. I guess this is enough for one video, 15 minutes. You got bored, of course. I know that. I know you. So I'll see you in the next video. See you. Have a nice day.